What's happening? Welcome to the Good Dope Podcast. Yours truly, DJ Henhouse, along
It's your
with
girl Marli
Henry.
B. It's your girl
Yes,
Marli B with the Good Dope Podcast. What's up, Henhouse? It's been a busy week already. Already. I don't
listen,
know why every time we get to Tuesday, it's like we're at Friday because
right.
it's over the weekend and through Monday. It's insane. It's
Yeah,
insane.
that part. And it's nonstop seeing like it just keep rolling and rolling and rolling. We on Trump indictment watch. There's so much going on, man. This is crazy out here. But we ain't even, we'll get back to that because we got a special guest in the building today.
All right. Who's a special guest?
Detroit's own cash tech technician graduate, Mr. Horace B. Sanders. See, I did my homework when I was like, oh, let me check him out a little bit. So when he say what up, though, we can make sure he's certified and stamped in the D. What's up, Horace?
What up, though?
What up, though, bro? It's all right. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the Good Dope Podcast.
Hey, man, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm bringing some good dope with me. So
absolutely, I already know.
Well,
that's
Horace. You know, Horace, good dope is a metaphor. You know, Horace is a Christian man. I'm a Christian woman. Henhouse, yes. I like to think you're a Christian man as well.
I most certainly am a Christian man. The Bible got good dope in it. There's good words in there.
It's fire. That's fire right there.
It's all about whatever's working. That's what's good. That's why we call it the Good Dope Podcast.
That's the Good Dope Podcast. Understand that. What's going on, sir?
Hey, man, I'm glad you put that graduate on there because you know it's two kinds of people in the world.
Yeah.
People that graduated from Cass Tech and those that wish they did.
Well, I'm fortunate enough I have a daughter that graduated. I didn't attend there. I'm a Mustang for life, but you know, one of the things I told my daughter was growing up when we grew up back in the 80s or so. If a girl went to Cass Tech or Renaissance, she was considered to be one of the smartest girls in the city, and that's who you wanted to team up with. I wanted my daughter to be just like that because that's the prestige that Cass Tech, to me, kind of puts out for the city of Detroit. So I always got mad love for that.
Hey, man, you're a wise man. You grafted in by your daughter. It's all in the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as somebody in your family went to Cass Tech.
Right.
So, Horace, what's going on? What you been doing? I wanted to talk to you about the last time you and I did something like this. It was the pandemic. We were trying to figure things out. And how did you bounce back from that? What's going on in the comedian world, your world?
Good question. And yes, that I remember those endeavors. I think one of the good things is to find the good things in it. So I've been successful in the sense that I was still able to work through that. You had to do some maneuvering, or the famous word was pivoting. You know,
pivot, right?
Yeah. Without picking up your pivot foot, so still take care of business. But even just doing that, you got to be able to celebrate successes,
right?
Being able to know what it is that you do. So I know what one of my gifts are with comedy, with speaking, with performing, acting. So I was able to continue to do that and even delve more into learning more about it because the world had to open back up eventually. So I've been able to do a comedy special that just was released this month, and
where's the comedy special at?
Yeah, it's on Dry Bar Comedy.
Okay.
So we actually shot it out in Provo, Utah. So they've been around for about maybe 10 years.
Okay.
And they have their own site, but they're also all over Facebook and YouTube and Amazon Prime, so you can get it in any of those places. What one of their specialties is they'll take snippets of you. They'll take 60 seconds or 2 minutes, and they blast it out there. So you've probably seen a lot of Dry Bar Comedy comedians. Yeah. Just all over. And then it drives you back to either Prime or their site. And,
wow.
And the name Dry Bar is akin to the whole dry state. So in that city in Utah was a dry city, meaning they didn't serve liquor. So the theme behind the network is that it's cleaner comedy.
Wow. Okay.
It's Dry Bar comedy. So it's something that anybody can watch.
Do you find it hard doing clean comedy, like keeping it clean without cursing? And I mean, you're doing it your whole career, but how do you keep it clean? Is that difficult?
I find it hard sometimes keeping it clean when somebody cut me off in traffic. It's like, no. So,
man, that's my own heart.
Yeah. Now somebody offending my children or hurting them, like doing something in life that hurts me, like that's a harder thing. To be able to stand in front of people and use respect and to speak to them intelligently, that's not hard to do.
And
Okay.
you know what's funny about that, Horace? I say that myself as a DJ, right? And there's certain, like when people say, "Well, my grandparents is here. Don't worry about it. Just play that." No, I don't feel comfortable with that at all. Oh no, you got a bunch of kids in here. You know what I mean? It's just a certain level of respect for me. In certain areas where I'm gonna do certain stuff. Even for you, as far as your comedy, it's all clean. For me, I had that exception because in the strip club I can go get loose, but
Yeah.
but outside of that, you know what I mean. I try to be respectful to my audience that I'm playing for. You know what I mean. It's more important now. And if you listen to it at home or in your car, that's fine. But when we're in here amongst all these other people, you gotta have a, if you will, watered down version, but it's still gonna have that same impact. Because if you like the record with the verses, with the vocals, you gonna like it without the vocals. You know what I mean? That's just how it is to me.
Yeah,
So I
and
totally understand that.
for me, it's the first rule is if I'm a comedian, I got to be funny. So
Right.
that's primary. Am I funny? Now,
Right.
if you're funny enough, you could talk about anything.
Right.
So that means,
Mhm.
of course, I could talk about it without having to use, 4-letter words or being offensive or just cussing. I just don't have to do that. I can still
Right.
talk about topics. And I like to do it to the point where they don't even recognize. You get
Right.
a lot of people don't even realize I'm not cussing because I'm not up there like, gosh darn, drawing attention to these.
Right. And there is a difference. There is a difference when you purposely trying not to cuss opposed to naturally flowing with it. Yeah.
Be yourself. Or even I used to love how DMX, when he would do his versions of songs, it would be the it's creative ways that you can substitute and appeal to a bigger audience, still get your message across. But it's just a bigger audience. I mean, and I saw the checks I would get in the cleaner audiences because I perform everywhere. So I'll be on a show, everybody else is dirty, but I'm, or they're, running the gambit. I'm clean. That's fine. I'm gonna still be me, or show where everybody's clean, or it's a mix.
But you know what, Horace, there is definitely a market for that. I mean, obviously, right? So it's like I do a lot of corporate events, and I don't, and somebody wants a comedian that's funny and not going to embarrass us, whether it's white, black, purple, or green. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a market for that, and it's not a lot of. I don't think, maybe you know more than I, because that's not my industry. I don't think there's a lot of clean comedians out there that's actually really funny. Like you are so funny that like I think about days later, weeks later, and still be laughing about some stuff that you've said. You know what I'm saying? Like you are, you're a dynamic comedian. So do you have any big things planned as far as like Netflix specials and all that kind of stuff? Are we working towards that kind of stuff? Acting, what's the big things? What are some of the big things that's on the agenda for you?
Well,
or on
absolutely.
the horizon, I should say.
Well, I definitely am. I'm an actor. I've been an actor since high school. So actor, writing, and producing. And so that's really, for me, that's where a lot of the control is at, and the ability to help other people. Because if I'm acting only, I'm only auditioning and waiting for an opportunity to be given to me. But when you're writing and producing, now you're giving other people opportunities as well as yourself.
Yeah.
So that whole get a fish for a day or learn how to fish.
Right.
And since I know how to do that, we're just taking it to this next level. And there's a lot of opportunities now. But another thing from the pandemic, a lot of the streaming services expanded. Even Netflix blew up in that.
Everybody looking for content. Everybody's looking for content.
Everything starts with the writer. Like the script starts everything. Think about it. You do nothing without a script. You can't get craft services. You can't get costume, wardrobe. No auditions are held until you have a script.
Right.
So writing is so important. I mean, God thought writing was so important. He wrote a book for us.
Right. At that part. And it was good dope.
Yeah. Even in middle school, you like the girl, you had to write a note,
Right.
You had to,
right. Right.
So with that being said, what are you doing? Like, what's next for you? Like, what are you doing?
We're developing. We're working on some scripts that we'll be doing some scenes and snippets from, and then producing and filming. So I have some I had already written. And then I even took some. I did some online classes with some of my people out in LA during the pandemic to just brush up on the skills and collaborating on the writing. So I'm really just putting my foot down further into what I've already been doing, because comedy is writing too. So sometimes you get an idea. It's like, oh, that's a good bit to put on stage. Sometimes you need more time and attention. It's like, well, that's not a bit, that's a skit. And then sometimes like, no, that's a whole story. I need to let this character say this for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So I know I have a lot of opinions and beliefs, and then especially with everything going on now with men and women, different personalities or different sides. I'm like, instead of me just putting a post up online, I'm going to tell a story.
Right. Right.
Let's talk about that. Let's unpack that a little bit. So
Okay.
the differences between men and women. What do you mean by that?
So, now the popular thing
Don't really
is
like each other. That part we really don't
well,
like each
no.
other.
So it depends on where you go.
That's what I think.
It's a lot of friction with some people about the differences.
Because roles are nobody knows their role, right?
Right.
Yeah, well, people do, but a lot of people are looking for it. The ones that don't know it are louder.
Right.
The ones that know their role, they handling their business. They're working things out. They're moving. They say the squeaky wheel gets the oil because it's making more noise.
Right.
So people nowadays, since they have platforms that are unhappy or not finding their satisfaction and purpose, or even seeing the peace in themselves, that they're doing a lot of the talking. So we got to be just as adamant. If you found your peace or you realize the beauty in relationships and differences, we got to be speaking up too. I was privileged and blessed to see my parents be married for over 55 years.
Oh, wow.
And raised in a home with love and affection and
There's a
support.
difference.
And as I've gotten older, I realized a lot of people didn't have that. So
Yep.
I'm not going to be prideful about it. I'm going to share that because
Yep.
some people didn't experience that and they know that. So I want to give that, what that's been like, with my faults and flaws and my mistakes along the way. So it's
Right.
not like there's a recipe that guarantees you won't make mistakes or mess up or
Right.
get it wrong. But there is a way to understand and receive love that never fails. So that's what I want to share, in dramatic and comedic and profound ways.
Let me ask you this, Horace. Let me ask you this, brother. Just to try to change gears, is there something throughout your comedy career that you wanted to do that you haven't accomplished yet, or is there an accomplishment that you still got your eye on? I'm just curious what that would be.
Absolutely. I haven't gotten $1 million checks yet. So that's I got a couple of those written out. Just like Jim Carrey used to have a check written for $25 million.
Right.
So I definitely, there's more stages I want to get to, more international stages. And I want to have something that lives far beyond just me being on stage. There's more artists I want to work with. I've worked with a lot, but I want to be at that point where I want to get to that point where I'm the marquee and I'm able to.
What artists though? What artists is that you want to work with that you haven't?
So it's some people I've done some stuff on lower levels, like with Chris Rock or Kevin Hart. Boy, I want to be in those films.
Right. Gotcha.
And being not just in them, I want to be I don't just want to be in the film. I want to be producing things with them.
You want to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are my peers.
Yeah.
So that's how I approach it.
Right.
They're in better opportunities right now, but they're not better than me. But we collaborate together.
Right.
Because it's something that I have that's unique about me that will make their projects better. And
do you think by any chance that some of those individuals that you want to work with may be slightly intimidated by the situation, or is it just timing hasn't necessarily kind of mashed up for you guys to be able to get together? What do you think the biggest barrier is there?
Well, the best thing about my faith in God is that I can learn to always lean on His timing, and trusting that. And I've seen that work
repeated
time and time again.
Yes, I'm seeing it work now. It's things.
Right.
It's some things I can't even talk about yet that are moving right now that are taking place. So, but I found that when you embrace it, and one of the beauties about being a comedian is, so if something messes up with a system or a program doing a show with a singer, it could impact the whole show.
Yeah. I can keep going.
Or DJ, all kinds of things. But with comedians, we have things go wrong so often, and we just flow with it. We improv. We bring it into our set. It could be somebody drunk in the audience. It could be a fight. Like I've had all kinds of situations happen.
Yeah.
One time I was at an amphitheater, and it was like dozens of fish flies just fell down out the ceiling. And then you got sisters out there, and they like, ah. And I was on stage at the time. I was able to spin it in a way.
No way, that's
I
crazy.
got them laughing about it. So there's a beauty and power in comedy. So
the microphone, and the voice.
So that's why I'm like, well, no, the timing is right, because as things come together, it's not only for me to benefit other people around me. That's where I'm really invested in. It's not just about me.
Yeah.
As long as I'm open to how I can use my gifts and talents to bless and help other people and be a platform and help them to show theirs, well, you'll always eat.
Right.
That's right. I say that all the time. Don't worry about the money. Worry about the passion. Do your passion, do it well, and the money will come. Yeah.
Count the money right, but don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally. Well, you know
Have a
what?
good
Your
accountant
time.
handling that.
your time is here right now. So I'm gonna just pray on the that you deserve, that God
Right.
is already working on for you, because you definitely deserve it. I want to see you on the big screen and on the camera and behind the
And
camera.
behind it, absolutely.
Yeah, all of that is
Absolutely.
going to work out in your favor for you. So I'm really
Thank you. I
I'm really
appreciate
proud
that.
of you. I think you're cool. So Henhouse was like, well, we want a DJ. We were talking, and I was like, you know what? I think Horace would be great. Let's just see. Let's start
For real.
there. I think
Absolutely.
that's
And he a D boy.
Yeah,
Man.
he is a boy. All that.
This is how you're gonna know when I'm really popping at the pinnacle, because I've been in the gym lately. I've been consistent about that. When you see me on sets and I'm taking the shirt off,
Don't take your shirt off. Don't take your shirt off.
Flex in. Flex in,
Hey,
boy. Flex.
Look, I used to talk
Flex.
about people that did that. I used to be
Right.
like, man, come on, man. If one of my boys got a page and they got a shirtless picture, I'm like, I'm unfriending you. I'm unfollowing you. Like I was talking junk.
Period.
But I've been in the gym. I was like, yeah, when it get
You
right,
feel
I'm gonna take
yourself
my shirt off.
You feel yourself?
In all kind of inopportune places. I could be at the parent teacher conference with my kids. I'd be like, yeah, so what's going on with this project he's working on?
Wow. Hey man, y'all tuned in to the Good Dope Podcast. Yours truly, DJ Henhouse.
Your girl
Marli
B. So let's
And
say
our special
we gotta
guest, Horace HB Sanders is in the building, man. Hey man, listen, please give your social media.
Oh yeah. Well, the HB stands for happy to be here right now. My social media, my website is HoraceHBSanders.com. Keep it simple. Instagram, Horace HB Sanders. TikTok, Horace HB Sanders. Twitter and Facebook. On Facebook is We Love Horace HB Sanders.
Why is it We Love Horace HB Sanders on Facebook?
Because I got my personal page, but that's the professional page.
Gotcha.
I tried to get something that because we do love Horace HB Sanders. My kids was like, we love Daddy. I can't say we love Daddy on there. So
right.
You can say my kids love Daddy. HB Sanders.
Because I want to spread love,
Right.
Pages like that,
So you got any upcoming dates or anywhere you're gonna be performing live that we can share with the viewers so they know where to come check you out at?
Yeah, so I have been hosting an almost monthly in Metro Detroit at the MRCC Convention Center. We just had a show last Friday.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing a Father's Day event, that's dope. It's going to be at the music hall. Like they're actually just about to start promotions for that because mothers always get the love, which we love the mamas, but it's great on Father's Day. It's a big comedy explosion.
That's really fun.
Yep.
All right.
And then
who are you
next
stage with?
June 18th. It's on a Sunday. It's actually on Father's Day.
Okay. No, I said who you sharing the stage with? Are you? It's just.
So I'll be hosting that. So there's it's a virtual cornucopia of comedians. It's a whole bunch.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
And then so you can look for that. That'll be out on the pages. And then look for I'm gonna be dropping more content, on a weekly basis.
All right. Okay. That's what's up. Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Let me see your shirt. You repping the D?
Yeah.
That's right. As he should.
Hey, look,
my shirt. Look, that's right.
Old school.
My
shirt. Hey, look, that's the last time it was good when it was the old school.
Just a kid from the west side. Oh, okay, I see.
You're from the west side.
I go with that east side. I have to catch that crosstown bus.
Oh, see, I got that sweeper though. See, mine, it's like, no, I got my shirt on.
All right, Horace, you have an amazing day. We hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
And we're gonna make sure we follow you.
Thanks for having me.
We follow you. Yeah,
remember,
absolutely.
No matter where you go, that's where you'll be.
That part. Horace HB Sanders, thanks, bro. Have a good one.
Bye.
Peace. So once again, y'all tuned in to the Good Dope Podcast. Yours truly, DJ Henhouse, my homie Marli being in the building. So Marli, I do got a couple of things I want to talk about before we wrap up.
I'm
still
sure
got a few minutes.
You do. Let's get to it, bro.
Let's get to it. So first of all, we got to say shout out to UConn yesterday for winning the NCAA Final Four championship. They are the winners.
I saw that.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest. I was a little torn. I liked UConn because I know they was running through everybody, but I'm a little disappointed because I wanted San Diego State to win only because we had a D boy that was playing on there, and he was one of the I think he's one of the seniors or what have you. But I was hoping he was gonna get a win, but that didn't happen. But congratulations to UConn nonetheless. Also, while we're talking about NCAA basketball, the women's LSU won the women's game. They are the
Really?
national champs. Yeah,
Okay.
LSU. So I don't know if you've seen Marley, but there was some drama around the women's game, especially after the win. So
Why?
it turns out that our girl Angel Renee, one of the players from LSU, when they got down to I think they hit the final, they scoring basket, but for whatever reason, when she walked by the other teammate, she did like this and pointed to her finger.
Are you serious? Okay.
There was and the other player was she was one of the clear people. And there was some blowback about it, right? So at the press conference afterwards, Angel addressed the situation by saying it's mighty funny when they do it, nothing is said about it. But when I do it, I'm angry. Fact check. She absolutely right. They did have the Caucasian girl doing this to somebody a few months ago. Now, this reference is from one of the WWE players who says, "You can't see me." So they was offended because the black girl did it to the white girl, basically. That's what that boiled down to.
But I'm just saying, like, so I'm just okay. So, but we know this. Like, we already know. Like, we're all. In my own personal space. I'm gonna tell you this. In my own personal space, a few months ago, I had a private something going on, and someone of the opposite ethnicity literally was making faces because my energy was louder than theirs, and was kind of looking at me like I was being too loud. And so so it is determined that you're too loud, you're too whatever, but we're expressive. And I don't really think that we're angry. We're showing that we're angry,
right.
because
And that wasn't what it was. Yeah, that's the point.
And that's crazy.
No, that's really what that was the point she was making. Like, I'm only speaking for the little girls out there that look like me. That's it. At the point they did it, and then nothing was said. When I do it, something said. So let's make it make sense here. You know, she's just calling out the injustice within the situation. But that's neither there. LSU is the winner. Congratulations to LSU on the win. That's where I'm at with that. Now, last but not least, and in approximately 2 hours, your former president, Donald Teflon Don J. Trump, will be in New York courthouse to stand as a defendant, the very first president of the United States, former, current, or present, to be getting ready to be formally charged. How do you feel about that, Marli?
I think America has lost its way. I think we as people, we have lost our way. I think that I'm going to I'm taking some breaths because I want to say this right, because I don't want it to be taken out of context. But to have a president of the free world, the United States of America, to encourage hatred, or to encourage radicalness, if you will, to encourage different things in a
Correction.
way. Like we're so if you're so we're always supposed to do a peaceful protest. No one is supposed to get hurt. You're supposed to it's it's your freedom of
Freedom of
speech.
expression. Yeah.
It's freedom of expression. It's your right to do that. But when somebody that is supposed to care about all people, and I'm not and I'm not saying that he does, but when you're the president of the United States of America, you're supposed to feel trust and faith that you're protected, all people. And I don't want to hear about personal stuff. Some things I just want to think that you're doing your job. You're doing right by all people. I don't think that I just don't think that certain things should be privy to us, because it makes us worry. It causes this whole social media thing. It causes stress and anxiety and mental health issues because we know too much.
Yep.
And it's not a problem about knowing too much. It's about knowing things that is going to directly affect you and your family, and there's nothing you can really do about it. That causes stress and anxiety.
That's more anxiety, more stress than anything.
I'm not happy about. I'm not gonna watch that. I'm not gonna be happy about that. I don't even want to have a conversation about that, because that is an embarrassment to the United States of America to have our former president have to, and what all of the many things that he probably should be up there for, he's not, but you're up there for some women and some, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a comment on. I just feel like certain things we have taken way too far, and it just I don't know. It's just has messed things for all of us, really, and it's an embarrassment to us all. I think it really is.
I would agree that it is most certainly an embarrassment to the United States of America. However, this is the United States of America's own fault. This situation could have very easily. Is it
a situation, though? I mean, really? Like, I mean, what are we talking about? Look at all of the stuff that has transpired. But he's going to court for that? Like, really? What about the Capitol being stolen? What about people being hurt? What about other things? Is really what we're nailing him? Like, get out of here. And why are we talking about it? Like, he's the ex-president of the United States of America. That should be that just should not be like a laugh, haha, whatever. Some people like it, some people hate it, some people. I just feel like it should be handled in a different way. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Marli, this is what I'm saying though, and I understand that aspect of it. I understand saying, well, of all the things that he could be charged for, why is this? But let me break it down in this. And you know me, I call myself sort of news head, so I try to stay abreast of the situation. So ultimately, the situation is you got these, if you will, 3 different investigations that's going on simultaneously, right?
Yeah.
This initial investigation is going on right now. The federal government stopped it when the other prosecutor was in office. They was like, hey, we need you to fall back off of this right now because the federal government is working on something else. But see, all that translates to me is some of Trump's people was in there suppressing the situation right then. Right? Even with Bill Barr. Because see, ultimately, I feel like Bill Barr is on the end of this hook too for the Justice Department, because there's some shit gonna come up on his ass is gonna jam him up. I'm gonna just be honest with you how I see this playing out. So so with them suppressing this, that allowed the Atlanta situation to get out further,
bigger and better and bigger things. Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say, I do feel you. Wait,
and let me finish. So now, with that being said, they're in a situation where the pressure is starting to build on all the other components because everybody feel like, yeah, this the fluff case, but we still don't even know what the charges are up until 2 o'clock, because it may be some shit that's coming up in New York that might supersede a few other things, even though the federal government will be able to kind of work something out with New York, like we got a bigger fish to fry over here. But they could have some very strong, and I feel like at the point Alvin Bragg went to the space that he did and how he did it, when they was like, oh no, they ain't gonna bother me for the next 2 weeks, and then bam. They diverted.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I understand the frustration. I get it.
Yeah, because I just feel like things are so radical and out of control. Like nobody has control over anything. Nobody is really taking leadership. Nobody, it's the right and the left and the craziness all in between. And nothing is normal. Like nothing makes me feel comfortable about anything that's going on in the world. Nothing makes me feel protected and safe. Nothing that's happening. And I guess that's what I'm saying. And that's where I'm getting at. Like, I don't want to watch Trump, Obama, no one on CNN and Fox News being indicted for anything, because why? You were supposed to take care of us. Like it just, I don't know. It makes my stomach turn. It really does.
But Marli, everything you feeling, everything you saying, you have a right to. You should be saying that. It is a problem. Again, whose fault is it? The federal government's fault, because they didn't put enough safeguards in place to protect us. It's their fault. They created this monster. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me, and I understand, granted, this is unprecedented. We've never had anything like this before in our lives. Well, y'all keep sticking to what the.
But why are we getting a kick out of being completely embarrassed? See, this is what's wrong with Americans. I want to say it's like, we think that we're the only ones in the world. Like we think that we are part of such a global situation. It's such a global situation, and this is embarrassing. Like, we're supposed to be setting the bar, setting it high. People are supposed to, they used to love Americans. They used to want to come here. They used to want to like be American. They used to want to. Right now, it's like we're following suit of every bad
third world country,
or every bad other country that we've ever, and it's just not comfortable because we're not used to that. So I won't be watching it. I'm not going to be tweeting about it, gloating, and this is my last comments on it, because it's sickening. It makes my stomach hurt. It really does.
Well, all I'm saying is
with some popcorn, or you're sitting in front of your TV mad as hell that he's going through it. Whatever the situation may be, this service none of us, whether he goes to jail or stays out, it's a distraction for one, for great things that should be happening or bad things that could be happening. Like, we just need to stay focused. And all of this is just wasting taxpayers' money. I can go on and on. I'm gonna shut up, but I don't think
I'll say this. I definitely feel like it's certainly a black eye again on the United States. It's more of a black eye at the point he was allowed to continue to do all of these things over and over and over and over again. And does it benefit the United States? Does it benefit us as taxpayers to see the president or ex-president of the United States being on trial? No, it don't. Does it show us as a more divided country? Yes, it does. And the bad part about all of it, the big stain about all of it is, he's not even the president, and he got that kind of impact on the country still. Regardless of what he was doing before he became president, during president, now he's after the presidency, he's still controlling the narrative. That's the craziest part about it. And for the Republican Party to be united and standing behind this guy in the fashion that it is, we're doomed as a country, in my opinion.
We've been doomed, honey. I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. I don't know what the next hour is going to bring. Nobody knows. Nobody. If you feel comfortable and safe, then you damn well shouldn't, and you should be living life to the fullest every moment that you get. Because, I mean, I don't know what's
not a problem.
I
Yeah.
don't know what's going on, and no one can really tell you what's going on. Nobody really knows what's going on. It's all these conspiracy theories, all of this stuff. But for Americans to a president being indicted, like get out of here, like that's
Right.
the ex-president. And I mean, yes, horrible, yes, absolutely, he has done some horrible things. But I just feel like you're right. It's our fault because we shouldn't have allowed someone to be in charge of free world with that kind of energy, if you
Yep.
will,
Yep.
because it's
Absolutely.
an embarrassment to all of us.
That part. We set
I'm not
ourselves up for
wasting
this.
my
We
time.
allow
Yeah,
we
I'm not going to waste
allow
my
that to
time
happen.
looking on. Yeah, we did, and I agree with you. I agree with
Yeah.
you.
We allowed
And
that to
so,
happen. That was a bad experiment, and it went bad, and it's still going bad, and we feeling the repercussions. This is the side effect of that drug. That's bad though. This is the side effect of it. We feeling the side effect of it right now. The side effect of COVID. We still feeling that with all these people losing their job. You know what I mean? Like it's just
or how
it's out
about
there.
having illnesses that
Yeah.
you can't get rid of,
Yeah.
and they don't even have a name for it because it came from COVID. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, like I
Crazy.
said, I have no faith in anything anymore. Like
Right.
nothing. Like zero
Right.
zilch, not. We in the
Can't. Don't
moment, and
worry
that's what
about
it
it.
is. Yeah.
Ladies
So
and gentlemen,
listen.
thank y'all for
So
tuning in for the Good Dope Podcast. Yours truly,
hey
DJ
y'all,
Henhouse.
what's up, y'all? All right. So
Marli B. Pull yourself together. Smile.
who said that? Somebody said that.
I did. I
Oh,
did.
I'm all like, I'm frustrated about. I mean, you have no idea. It's like nothing is settling. That's why mental health is
Yeah.
so crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing
Right.
is settling. Everything gives you
Right.
anxiety. Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Couldn't agree with you more. What you
All
got
right.
going
So
this
there we go.
weekend?
I know you gotta go, but I want to say this last thing. Since we're talking about
Yes, ma'am.
presidents, shout out to Malia Obama. She
Oh
is
yeah.
a writer on the series Swarm, Donald Glover's series Swarm, who
Oh
did
yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And
heard about that.
and she's a writer on there, and they say the one I don't know how many episodes but one of the episodes was one of the craziest and the best. I can't really get into Swarm because it is very crazy and different. I don't know if you watched it, but I'm just happy for her. I'm
Yeah.
happy for her
Absolutely.
into her
Hell
creative
yeah.
side and being part of something major. Donald Glover is awesome. Atlanta was good. So looking out for big things from Malia Obama.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's all.
Absolutely. She in the spaces she want to be in. She dressed like she's a little, little different. Like she would match in with that type thing. So you know what I mean. There it
Yeah,
is.
I saw that. I was, I'm a little concerned, but
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
so
What you got going
yeah,
this weekend?
I'm actually going to Soul on Ice on Saturday with some
Oh,
girls,
wonderful. I think
and
I know some. I think I know a DJ that might be over there.
you're DJing on Saturday night.
I think I will be there Saturday night this week.
Okay,
I
that's
haven't got it
cool.
together yet, but I think I'll be there Saturday night. I'll let you know.
That's cool. I went to a real dope place last Saturday called Pio downtown on Adams Street.
Okay, how
And
was it?
it was a New York crazy vibe. It's a restaurant turned nightclub. Food was
Wow.
amazing. It was a New York vibe. It was Chaldeans. It was Black people, white people, Middle Eastern, Indian. It was just a melting pot of people, great music. The energy was crazy fire. And I was like,
Right.
wow, this is pretty cool. I gotta start hanging back downtown because there's a lot of new spots. Which
Yeah.
somebody's asking to see your IG, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, so yeah, so I that's what I'll be doing. And then this Wednesday I'm supposed to go roller skating.
Oh wow.
Like there's
You
this
got
hip hop.
your insurance paid up, right? Your insurance paid up. You got your insurance paid up.
I'm gonna break my leg, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not gonna win. I hope I don't. But anyway, what you got going on this weekend besides Soul on Ice?
Soul on Ice, and then Thursday is Detroit Tigers home opener. So I'm gonna be moving through the city on that a little bit. Going to knock on a few of my homeboys' DJ doors and see what's going on with that. And then Soul on Ice Saturday, and then it's something else I'm supposed to be doing. I can't remember.
You acting like me.
Yeah, I can't. My brains, my thoughts are a little scattered today. But well, without that, I want to say a shout out to everybody. Big shout out to Mr. B Shoes in Southfield. Ladies, stop in, check the store out, see what you think about it. Shout out to Marli B. Came in and did a little shopping. She like to do some some Stranger Things.
I bought the cutest shoes from Mr. V's. Thank you, Henhouse. Yeah, they had some cute shoes. I bought boots. I bought 2 pair of like really killer boots. They were cute, and they're on sale, y'all. So if y'all listening, go on and get them. Go on and get them.
Come now, immediately. So when the rest of the spring stuff come in, you won't see it for another whole season. All right. Well, I ain't gonna hold y'all up. Thank y'all for tuning in. Huh?
Yeah, we got to get back you in the studio. Get you back in the studio. I can't even get it out because I ain't feeling it. I'm not feeling this. My energy is all off right now. Like
I got you. I miss you too, homie. Yeah, I can't bounce off of you, so I got you. It's all good. We're gonna make it happen. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to the Good Dope Podcast each and every Tuesday. Yours truly, DJ Henhouse, my homie.
Your girl Marli B.
Y'all have a great week. We'll check y'all out next week for sure.
One left.